Hey friends, and so you're thinking about that sport fishing boat? We've talked about in another video, Professor, the mistakes we made. We've had this speechless for 1 year now, but we also need to talk about what are some of the good decisions we made, because we're not totally dumb.
I mean, I think we've made a lot of great decisions.
We made a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
In fact, we did. We feel really good about our first year.
Oh yeah, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, so let's learn about that in today's video. All right, Professor, so first good decision that we made this first year owning a sport fishing boat was?
Not being cocky with that inlet.
Not being cocky with the Oregon inlet, and sometimes people are a little bit cocky, a little bit too confident with it, and of course,
yeah, it happens. I mean, everybody makes a mistake. The world changes when it gets dark, or when it is dark.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Your perception gets thrown off, your depth perception, it's hard to judge anything. And I made it a point this year that we always followed someone out.
There was times when we had to wait in the morning for 10 or 15 minutes for somebody, and it's in the morning when everybody's just wants to go, and you want to go, but you always chose, nope, we're gonna get behind the local, and we're not gonna pay the price of impatience. Because what is 10 minutes in the course of a 10-hour day? You know what I mean?
And it could cost you 10 weeks in repairs.
100%.
You know, that 10 minutes could cost you 10 weeks.
Yeah,
it's
so
not worth it.
We appreciate all those out there too that allowed us to follow them. I mean, the captains are great about that type of thing. I mean, it's just great. And so we didn't have any issues with the inlet because of it. We didn't push the envelope in a way that we shouldn't have. So, Professor, good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, good decision number one. Good decision number two, and that is Pirates Cove Marina. Oh, we love us some Pirates Cove.
We do. It's a cool place.
It is a cool place. We had to make a decision. Do we rent a slip or do we buy a slip?
And where?
And where do we do it? That's right. We had all the different marinas, and you know, we want the community that is Saltwater Fishing University, the fans of speechless sport fishing, to be able to come see us easily. And a lot of you have done that watch this channel, so we appreciate that. And that really is much easier if you're in a place that is very, very public.
Yeah.
And they've got an amazing restaurant there, and they've just
tiki bar there.
I mean, tiki bar is great. The community there is just popping. The energy is amazing. And so we made the decision to make Pirates Cove our home. That's why we bought a slip. And even that alone, we've seen the values of the slips have gone up a lot, even since we made our purchase.
That's right.
And so instead of paying, you know, that rent and just wondering, you know, where are we going to be next year, we know where we're going to be. We know where our home is. Pirates Cove Marina.
Yep.
Slip number 92. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
We love it. That was good decision number two. So now, Professor, let's talk about good decision number three of our first year owning a sport fishing boat was, sir?
For me, it was building some relationships with the captains down there.
There was times when the captains saved us.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, it's one of those things, if somebody says, well, you know, Captain Rod, how do I build relationships with, if I'm an outsider and you're an outsider trying to become an insider, you're going to be moving full time in 2023 to the Outer Banks. So if somebody said, you know, what have you done to just form good relationships? What would you say?
Well, a lot of those relationships have built by chance, and but we'll talk about that here in a minute later in this video. But just walking around and talking to these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being on the docks. You know, that's how I've done it. And you kind of have to build a little credit too by going out there and showing that, you know, you can catch fish.
Yep.
And you might be able to help them too.
That's exactly right.
You know what I mean? So.
Well, it wasn't just that. I remember there's a few times where I was driving the boat this year, and you were so cautious, like just, I mean, just so worried that I was going to cut somebody off or get anywhere close to another captain.
Yeah.
So as to offend them
Right.
or to mess up, their experience or their, if they were on a fish. And so you were very conservative and not an aggressive fisherman around these other captains.
That's right.
And that's something like, for me as a novice, being out there listening on the radio, it's like they don't take kindly to that person that's being overly aggressive and that's just jumping right on their lines right as soon as they've hooked up with a fish. Not necessarily a good thing.
No, it's not. And that, it's a whole persona that you put off. And once you earn that relationship with those captains, they'll actually call you over. Hey, I just hooked up.
Yeah.
I don't have anything way back. Come on in behind me. You know what I mean? There's a pile of fish there. But until you get asked to do that, you got to watch yourself, So.
You better watch yourself. You've built those relationships, and we're really hoping to build more relationships as you continue to build that circle, there in the Outer Banks community. The captains we met, though, they really are special, amazing. A couple ones that you could mention maybe that have been really great to you?
John Bunn has been great on the blue chip. Captain Barry Sawyer, he let me ride with him one day.
You were with Nick the Stick that day, and
Nick was cool.
Nick was amazing too, you said. He was very kind.
Yeah, very kind. I got to go down in the cockpit and work all the lines with Nick, and it's just cool guys that let you do that.
Great guys, man. Great guys. All right, so that was good decision number 3. Good decision number 4 of owning sport fishing boat, our first year, and that was preventative maintenance, Professor.
Yes, sir, because not once did we have a mechanical issue while we were out in the ocean. You knock on wood.
Knocking on it.
But that does not happen just by chance.
No.
You know what I mean?
I got a feeling those after coolers or some of those other just components that we replaced, just because we felt like it was the right thing to do. And lucky for us, we got a great relationship with our diesel mechanic up here, Chris Diggs. Diggs Diesel. He's just wonderful.
He is the man.
He is the man. And he really just made sure, like, he recommended things to us as if it was his boat. And this goes back to the open checkbook, is if you start closing that checkbook, then you're going to have problems. That's it's going to be compounded. And so you might as well spend more on the front end to save a lot more in the long term versus trying to pinch your pennies at the front. If you're going to own a sport fishing boat and you plan on pinching pennies, you're probably making the wrong decision.
And the preventative maintenance is, that's very important too. It's also a safety factor, because we pushed the envelope a lot of days this past year when it was right there marginal, when it was too rough to be out there. Well, just imagine if we had a mechanical issue while that was going on, or while there was a huge swell in the inlet or something like that. Anything can happen at any given time, but we did everything in our power and to prevent that from happening.
Indeed, we did. That was a good decision. And so we've got 4 so far, Professor. One more. Good decision number 5 of our first year owning a sport fishing boat. And before Professor says it, I hope that you are subscribed to the channel. Are you subscribed to the channel? Please share this video, like it. The community is growing. It's been really cool. Hadn't it? Watch this community grow. It's wild. And I know it's really going to, year 2 and 3 is when it really generally just blows up on YouTube. And now that you're going to go down there full time, and we're going to start doing some of the shallow water fishing down there eventually too. It's going to be something else. But good decision number 5, Professor.
Building a relationship with Blackwell Boatworks.
Blackwell Boatworks, and that was the manufacturer of this boat here. And we had a crazy incident one morning, and just describe the incident. And this is what was the catalyst to us really establishing even like deeper bonds with Blackwell, because what happened?
Well, I was on the dock at 4:30 in the morning, and I heard a bunch of popping and hollering. I look up, and there's a 60-foot Viking coming right straight at the bow of our boat in the slip. So it collides with the boat beside us. The anchor pulpit on that boat there scrapes down the side, and he hits us right in the bow. And there was a lot of people on the boat then. It was really scary. I sat there and watched it all happen. The Viking finally came to a stop. The guy wasn't able to get control of his boat, had mechanical issues.
Yes.
Nonetheless, it did a lot of damage to the front of our boat.
Yep.
And it was really catastrophic.
Yeah.
And
And we thought we were going to lose weeks and weeks of fishing.
Yeah, and I had people from here to go fishing with me that day, and they were on the boat when it happened. And luckily, it was a slick, calm day on the ocean. So long story short, Coast Guard came and did a report, blah, blah, blah. And me knowing that it was going to be slick, I made a decision, because these people had drove, 3.5 hours to come fishing. I made a decision that it was safe for us to go fishing in the condition that the boat was in. And man, did we have a day.
Yeah, you had the best day of the year fishing.
Yeah. I mean,
it was like the tuna god said, you know what? Y'all had a bad morning. Yeah. We're going to hook you up.
Yep, so we left late, and we filled the box with yellow fins and the bag, and plus we had a big eye in the bag,
Yeah, you had a big eye, too.
So it was a great day, but that's sort of how we built the relationship with Blackwell.
Yeah, we called them immediately, and they just jumped right on it.
Yeah, they came to our slip with a skiff and put a temporary patch. Well, not quite so temporary, because you can't even hardly tell it happened.
Right.
And in 2 days, they had us patched up to where we could fish the rest of the summer and not have to go to the yard.
Yeah.
So,
that was a big deal.
That was a huge deal.
Bo is amazing, who is the general manager over there at Blackwell, and they're just one of the premier, Outer Banks boat builders, Carolina boat builders. We love them, and we're excited to work with them for a long time. And who knows, maybe one of these days we'll have a new Blackwell. We never know. We have no idea.
You never know.
But with that, it matters, because those manufacturers, they want to work with their boats, because they want their boats to be to show they represent every boat represents the brand and represents the owner.
That's right.
And just represents the entire Blackwell family.
You become a part of the
family.
Yeah,
you become a part of the family. Yeah. We really felt that. And so we love Blackwell, and we're excited about that relationship, and really the relationship with all the builders down there. We're going to hopefully do a lot of videos with them this coming summer, where we're going to take you behind the scenes. We want to show all of them. We're going to be showing a lot more just boat builders in general. A lot of fiberglass boats. We're going to be doing a lot of reviews from that. And so, exciting times, Professor. We've got a ton of videos that are going to be coming out in 2023. Again, we hope that you're a part of the community. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully you share it. And hopefully you come do a trip with us next year, slip number 92. Visit us, speechlesssportfishing.com. And until the next time, everyone, stay salty.